Chapter 21. So many questions were running through my head, like if Ping was planning to get married. How old was he? How did Ping die? Should I tell Lily about the toaster? And how did I get stuck having to balance Lily on my handlebars? So many questions without answers. Lily, Bradley, and I pulled up to Ripley's Ice Creamer Nut. It was late, but the lights were still on. We walked in to see Sticky Harry mopping the floor and Monique doing the dishes. Quick Draw Joe had already left for the night, but there were still dozens of his drawings of happy customers standing by Ping. The customers all looked so happy around him, and all he was doing was sleeping. He really was a large piece of peace. Ping was still asleep in the booth. Sticky Harry informed us that Ping would wake up every 5 minutes with chest pains, and the pains were becoming more severe. "Ping, can you hear me?" I asked. "We found Lily for you." But he didn't respond. "Maybe if you talk to him?" I asked Lily. "Ping, it's me, Lily." Again, no movement whatsoever. Everyone gathered around Ping and just watched. I checked for a pulse. It was slow and faint, but he had one. When he wakes, he's usually conscious for a few seconds, and then he passes out again, Monique said. "We've tried everything." "Well, not everything," Sticky Harry said. "We haven't tried the kiss of true love." I didn't know whether to laugh at Sticky Harry's comment or to give him credit for trying to give this story a fairy tale ending. But at that moment, we all looked at Lily. This was her call. To kiss or not to kiss? That was the question. Lily looked at us and said, "Well, here goes nothing." She moved in slowly, hovering over Ping's face. Then closer and closer, her lips came to Ping's. And finally, Ping grabbed his chest and yelled in Lily's face in pain. It scared us half to death. One more scare like that, and we're all goners. Ping leaned up and yelled at the top of his lungs. "This is the most dramatic one yet," Monique shouted. "What can we do?" "There's nothing we can do. None of us are doctors or even Eagle Scouts. All we can do is watch and wait," I yelled back. "Again, I wish I had some popcorn," Bradley said. After a few minutes, the yelling died down, but that one really did a number on Ping. He was exhausted and could barely move his head to see us. Most of us were crying now. I think we all realized Ping couldn't handle anymore. "Ping, can you hear me?" Lily asked. "Lily," Ping said in a very faint voice. "I knew you would come. I knew my friends would find you. They're the best friends you could ever have." "They've been an adventure, that's for sure," Lily said. "Well, we'll get you better, I promise. Just like we promised to become beautiful new butterflies together and fly away and live forever." "I'd like that so much," Ping said. Ping looked at me. "Frank, I'm sorry for punching you, but if I hadn't, Bradley would have hit you really hard." "It's okay, Ping. It didn't even leave a mark." "Thanks for that," I said. "I'm sorry I didn't protect you when you wanted me to. I just don't have the heart to fight anymore. Fighting makes people so angry. It's not what I want in this world," Ping said. "I understand, Ping. Lily told me everything. You're the most faithful friend I've ever had," I said. "Monique, you're a very beautiful girl, but it wouldn't have worked out," Ping said. "You'll always be my gentle giant," Monique said. Bradley, Ping said, do your own homework. We all laughed, especially me, because I knew this whole mess wouldn't have happened if Bradley did his own work. I created Ping to solve my problems, and in his own way, Ping solved all my problems. I'm now friends with Bradley, and I understand why he wanted me to help him so much. Now I'd be glad to help him with his work. I also told the girl of my dreams twice that I loved her. She now knows I exist. But the biggest lesson Ping taught me is that these little things in life don't matter as much as friendship. Ping was faithful to our friendship even when he punched me in the eye. He would have done anything for me, and in turn, I climbed out of my mom's basement, confronted my enemies, and I had an amazing adventure to help out a friend. That's what real friends do for each other. They shouldn't waste their time fighting over girls or who hit whom. Those are little things compared to friendship. Ping was my best friend, but he wasn't but he was going to leave. I couldn't help myself. Tears were running down my face like a leaky pipe. I leaned over and gave Ping a hug. Lily leaned over and hugged Ping as well. Monique joined in, and so did Bradley. Last but not least, Sticky Harry dropped the mop and joined the group hug. At that moment, Ping's body tensed up. Ping clenched his teeth as he tried hard to hold back the pain, but it was too much. His tense body squeezed and squeezed, and then finally it released for the last time. Ping's body went lifeless in our arms. Chapter 22, next time.